people in parts of Texas are recovering after a tornado left behind widespread damage this week. The Dallas Stars and Mavs play on the court and in court, the latest on their legal battle.
And the Denton Fire Department is working overtime to help save lives. I'll show you how later.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is NTTV Nightly News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on NTTV Nightly News. I'm Maddie Holston.
And I'm Katie Muncie. A killer storm, the most powerful hurricane in decades, continues to plow across the Caribbean. Tonight, more than 30 people are dead after Hurricane Melissa is still a threat to thousands of people. Michael Yoshida has the latest.
Devastation across Jamaica. Homes destroyed and neighborhoods underwater. Infrastructure left failing after Hurricane Melissa slammed into the country as a powerful Category 5 storm. Whipping winds and unrelenting rain battered the country. The southern and western sides of the island feeling the full force of the hurricane.
The entire infrastructure and everything needed for the convenience of modern living is destroyed.
Caravans of vehicles seen as first responders and others tried to make their way through the aftermath. Officials saying it could take days or weeks to determine the full toll of Melissa.
The supermarkets, the bakery, everything has been washed away.
The Bahamas, Cuba, Dominican Republic, and Haiti also impacted by torrential flooding rain and powerful winds. Across the Caribbean, at least 30 people have died as rescue and recovery missions are underway. Emergency crews are also rushing to restore power and begin the cleanup.
The situation here is devastating. We need all in help that we can. And conditions are going to deteriorate as the day progresses.
Several international efforts have launched to aid in the recovery. The United Kingdom, China, and United States announced humanitarian funding and resources will be sent to those affected across the Caribbean.
So keep the positive outlook, keep hope alive, and we will get through this and we will rebuild better.
In Washington, Michael Yoshida.
Meanwhile, just 100 miles from Denton, Texans are cleaning up after a tornado hit the area Tuesday afternoon. The EF1 twister took out trees and damaged homes, barns, and other buildings. The storm hit northern Smith County with little warning. The storm lasted less than a minute but left widespread damage. The National Weather Service confirmed the winds hit the 100-mile-an-hour mark Wednesday morning. No injuries were reported, but a lot of cleanup will be underway in the coming days.
Well, we are very glad that no one was injured. With cooler temperatures, it's important to be cautious of high winds.
That's right, Katie, especially since people will be outside trick-or-treating tomorrow. Our weather anchor Julianne Nguyen is in the studio to give us a look at our forecast. Julianne?
Yeah, thank you guys. Our hearts are going out to everyone who was affected by those hurricanes, but let's go ahead and look at something happier, the weather and cooler weather. All right, we're looking at 65, it feels like 65, and luckily those wind speeds are only at 3 miles per hour. Moving into tonight, it's gonna get really, really cold. Finally, we're looking at 48, it's gonna feel like 48, and we're looking at 1 mile per hour wind speeds. Moving into tomorrow, it's gonna heat up just a little bit at 66, it's gonna feel like 66, and we're looking at 6 mile per hour wind speeds. Pretty good for trick-or-treating. All right, that's all I have for now. Back to you two at the desk.
Thanks, Julianne. Time is running out for millions of people in Texas and across the country who depend on SNAP benefits to feed themselves and their families. They'll run out on Saturday as the federal government shutdown continues with no end in sight. Here in Texas, Democratic lawmakers are urging Governor Abbott to provide emergency funding for food stamp recipients. Democrats say he has taken similar action during the COVID-19 pandemic and border operations. About 3.5 million Texans use SNAP benefits and 42 million use them nationwide. Governor Abbott has not said whether he'll take the kind of action Democrats are asking for.
For North Texas residents wondering about food insecurity relief, our segment anchor Sydney Fleming has some updates. Sydney?
Thank you, Maddie. The threat against SNAP benefits has food insecurity concerns at an all-time high.
However, if you are a North Texas resident and are in need of food, there are a handful of places that have your back. United Way of Denton just recently announced an emergency food insecurity relief fund that will support the extreme increase of traffic that is expected for food pantries that help the over 146,000 Denton residents struggling with food insecurity. But if you're not in Denton, do not worry, because there are a few restaurants all over the North Texas area that are offering free meals to kids as families prepare for the hit against their SNAP benefits. Places like Chicken Salad Chick in Burleson have begun offering free meals to kids, no questions asked. And Biondo's Pizzeria in Venus is offering free cheese pizzas every Tuesday for families who present a SNAP card and ID and their child. Local churches are also helping out on the food pantry effort, including one right here in Denton. NTTV's Kaylee Bonilla joined us with more. Kaylee, why are resources like these so important for our community?
Sydney, resources like these provide so much support to people who might be facing uncertain times.
Cancellation of SNAP benefits. I'd like to see more about how they're helping out.
Absolutely. I'm here at First Presbyterian Church of Denton, where the Little Free Food Pantry lives. The food pantry first opened in December of 2021 and is open to everyone, not just churchgoers. That has made it a pillar of the entire community. Donations come from church members as well as other residents, and they're making sure families are provided for no matter what the weather.
We fill the pantry, the church fills the pantry about 4 times a week, and citizens of the community come and put food in it nearly every day. And so whatever goes in gets taken. During the cold weather months, we put in some clothing, mittens, scarves, gloves, coats, stuff like that, and it always goes.
The food pantry is open 24/7 behind the church, and donations can be brought directly to the food pantry or can be brought to the church's office on weekdays between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. This is an ongoing story in Denton as well as across the state. We'll be following efforts of food banks and support systems for the coming days. For NTTV Nightly News, I'm Kaylee Bonilla.
Thanks, Kaylee. But concern over food isn't the only issue facing thousands of Americans. The price of Obamacare is set to increase dramatically. The cost of premiums will rise an average of 26% next year. This is one of the biggest increases in more than 10 years. Enhanced premium subsidies are also disappearing, leading to an increase in the total amount that beneficiaries will have to pay. Despite the government shutdown, enrollment for the Affordable Care Act will open on November 1st.
Prices are rising and your tuition might too. UNT students get to decide soon.
And would you believe it if someone told you aggressive monkeys are on the loose? We have more on how it happened. Don't go anywhere.
There's no harm in wanting to have fun while in college, but it's easy to lose track of how much you've had. Apps like Drink Control and Alkadroid can help keep track of your consumption and blood alcohol levels. If you or someone else does drink too much, the signs of alcohol poisoning are as follows: pale skin, vomiting, confusion, low body temperatures, irregular breathing, blacking out, and it's hard to wake up or cannot be woken up.
Dude, are you okay? Hey, what's wrong? Wake up.
It's an exciting time of year, but it's important to be responsible. If you suspect someone is suffering from alcohol poisoning, get help immediately. You will not get in trouble for seeking help if you are underage. For more info and resources, go to UNT's Division of Student Affairs.
Hey. Oh, hey. What's up? Nothing much. I'm really bored. I feel like there's nothing to do.
Are you kidding? The MRTS picture show is happening.
The MRTS what?
Come with me.
Okay.
It's a series of free film screenings right here on campus. And there's free popcorn.
Nice. Thank you.
UNT students will soon get to decide whether they want to pay more in tuition to the school's fund for athletic department. The Student Senate voted last night to advance the proposed fee increase for full vote. Right now, students pay $17.85 per credit hour in athletic fees. If this proposal is approved, that would go up to $20 per credit hour. For a 15-hour semester, you would pay about $32 more than you're paying right now. The UNT Athletic Department says it needs more money to be competitive with other schools in the American Athletic Conference. You'll be able to vote from this November 17th through the 20th. If you're undecided, a town hall meeting will be held to discuss the fee increase on November 13th, 2 weeks from today.
With that vote coming soon, Texans are running out of time to vote on 17 proposed amendments to the state's constitution. If passed, Proposition 10 would allow property taxes to be lowered temporarily on homes that were destroyed by fire. This would allow homeowners to save money after catastrophe. This could bring down local tax revenue, which goes to schools, but the state could find other ways to get that money back. Another issue on the ballot, Prop 14, would set aside $3 billion to create a research institute to study dementia, Alzheimer's, and other brain-related conditions. This idea has broad support from Republicans and Democrats here in Texas. Early voting ends tomorrow. We'll continue to follow the issues on the ballot here on NTTV leading up to Election Day, which is next Tuesday, November 4th.
How about an opportunity to do some good while you pay off that pesky parking ticket you picked up here on campus? The UNT Transportation Department is giving you that opportunity. Bring an unwrapped toy along with the cash receipt to the Transportation Services office in the Highland Street Garage. They will look at the toy you brought in, double its value, then deduct that from the parking ticket. So, a $10 toy gives you a $20 break in the parking ticket fine. If you want to help a child and catch a break on a ticket, go to the Transportation Services website for more information.
And to continue on with some good news, Maddie, did you see the firefighters out in Denton today?
I did, and they were collecting donations while they were here.
For more on this, our live shot anchor, Navaya Pantoja. Navaya, what's going on out there?
Thank you, Katie. I'm here at our local Denton Fire Department where I'm here for Fill the Boot. But what is Fill the Boot, you might ask? Well, Fill the Boot, every year, our local heroes will stand at intersections across Denton. They'll put a boot on the ground and collect money for fundraising for neuromuscular diseases. This will be the 30th year for life-saving fundraising from our local heroes. Fill the Boot is a national fundraiser for the Muscular Dystrophy Association that funds research, care, and support for families that are affected by these diseases. Our firefighters face many dangers on the job, including adverse health effects. Research shows that firefighters are twice as likely to suffer from ALS compared to the general population. So if you're passing by a boot in Denton and you stumble across one of our local heroes, you can also, and if you don't have cash, you can also donate on the back of this boot. There's a QR code for you to scan and you could donate there. Denton residents, you can also donate on the association donation webpage. Our firefighters do a lot for the community and they are constantly working, even through the cold. Julianne, what kind of conditions can we expect for this upcoming week?
Yeah, thank you, Navaya. I've never been more excited for weather. I've never been more excited to say this. We have 60s across the board. All right, 64 in Denton. We're looking at highs of 67 in Graham and lows of 60 in Paris. We're going to go ahead and move on to our state map. Things are heating up just a little bit in El Paso at 72. That's pretty good, honestly. And then we're getting lows of 61 in Oklahoma City. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on into our spooky 7-day forecast. Happy Halloween, guys. All right, it's going to heat up just a little more. We're looking at ranges of 70s to even 80 on Wednesday. But once that sun goes down, it's going to get really, really cold. We're looking at 50s and 40s. And so if you're, that's just something to keep in mind for a Halloween costume. If you're wearing shorts, maybe put some tights underneath it. Stay warm out there, guys. All right, and this isn't the only thing I have for y'all. Make sure on November 2nd, set those clocks back one more. Or I'm going to go ahead and move over here. Set those clocks back, guys. 2 a.m. November 2nd. Set those clocks back because it is the end of daylight savings, so you guys can have one more hour of sleep. All right, well, that is all I have for you guys for now. Back to you two at the desk.
Thanks, Julianne. In other parts of Texas, there is a growing threat buzzing around. Experts say killer bees could become more common in the state. People living in a neighborhood in Mathis near Corpus Christi say they're being terrorized by Africanized bees. Those insects have been in South Texas for more than 30 years, but researchers say the number of hives in the region is growing. That may be because people are ignoring them and letting them spread. Wildlife experts have been removing some hives and trying to save them to preserve the pollination.
There are several aggressive monkeys still running about after a trailer carrying the monkeys overturned on Tuesday. There were around 24 rhesus monkeys on their way to Florida testing facilities. Reporter Teddy Reedy spoke to the residents about the situation.
Tonight, those living in the small town of Heidelberg are living with the reality that 3 aggressive monkeys were on the loose after the trailer carrying them turned over.
Yeah, I thought it was a joke at first. I was, I think, in Michigan when I first heard, so I thought everybody was messing with me, but looked it up online and, you know, it's a little surreal, kind of like a movie or something, you know.
Tuesday, Jasper County officials arrived near Highway Marker 117, where they found an overturned truck hauling 21 monkeys to a testing facility in Florida. As of Tuesday night, officials say 3 of those monkeys were still missing. 5 are dead, and the remaining 13 were recaptured. Tulane University officials sent a team to Heidelberg to assist law enforcement in the catching and disposing of the monkeys. For April Cooper and Kinsey Henry, when they heard monkeys were on the loose, they got worried for the safety of their pets.
My first initial action was it was an outbreak situation, honestly. You know, I grew up watching that movie, so it's a bit scary. So we just kept our dogs inside and
Yeah, that's the main thing. We've got animals.
Yeah,
and
just
stuff,
hope for the best.
For those who have seen the monkeys firsthand or those who just live in town, many of you want the remaining monkeys caught without harming them.
There's like a heightened concern over it, but hopefully it'll work out. You know, there's enough crazy stuff going on right now. This is probably something we don't need on top of everything else. Hopefully they catch them, you know. I heard they had to put quite a few of them down, but, you know, hopefully that doesn't have to happen.
It was originally reported by the Sheriff's Department that these monkeys were carrying infectious diseases. Now Tulane University officials did clear that up, releasing a statement saying none of the monkeys are infectious. From Heidelberg, Teddy Reedy, 3 on your side.
And there has been even more monkeying around in a North Texas Spirit Halloween. Plano police arrived to a Spirit Halloween store shortly after 9:30 p.m. on Monday after reports of a monkey getting loose in the store. Plano police body cam footage from the call showed the monkey hanging from the rafters of the ceiling inside the store. After swinging around the store, the monkey had returned to its rightful owner.
Coming up, a performance from UNT's own dance and theater department begins tonight. Find out what they're bringing to the stage.
And imagine having a built-in best friend for 100 years. These tunes did. We'll be right back.
Hey UNT students! Looking for creativity and inspiration? The UNT Union Gallery invites you to experience artwork at the art exhibit from your own talented Eagle artists. This free exhibit features a rotating selection of incredible artworks from talented mean green artists. Don't miss your chance to experience creativity up close. Stop by anytime during union hours. Want to hear more from the artist yourself? Join us at the Ask and Eat reception, where you can dive deeper into the creative process and enjoy a good conversation over a bite to eat. Don't miss the latest exhibit at the UNT Union. Immerse yourself in the art and be sure to explore the many other exciting exhibits rotating in throughout the semester.
Look up here. 1, 2, 3. Mom, Dad, I got it. You're right, Mom. I have.
If you're looking for something to do this weekend, the UNT Theater Department has you covered. NTTV's Kylie Monroe is live in the Media Arts Building with a preview of their latest production.
Thanks, Maddie. If you're a fan of wacky stories, then you might want to check out UNT's production of Sideways Stories from Wayside School, presented by UNT's Department of Dance and Theater. I'm here with Anders, who plays Miss Jules. So, Anders, can you tell me a little bit about what this story's about?
Yeah, of course. Wayside School, Sideways Stories from Wayside School is a show about a school that is 30 stories high and the students that reside on the 30th floor and the kind of wacky adventures that they go through with their teachers and everything like that.
So I want to know a little bit more about your character's Miss Jules. So what is she all about?
Yeah, Miss Jules is a very eccentric teacher. She loves teaching, and more than anything ever, she loves her students, and she loves taking them on journeys of education and just a really good time.
And if you could describe this production in just 3 words, what would you say?
Wacky, fun, awesome. Yeah.
I love that. So if you want to check out this production, it's happening this weekend, every night from 7:30 to 9:30 here at the University Union. For NTTV Nightly News, I'm Kylie Monroe.
Thanks, Kylie. Meet Floyd and Stella, twins out of Spring Grove, Minnesota. They just celebrated their 100th birthday. That's right, these Minnesota natives are actually older than the professional sports teams, the Minnesota Twins, by almost 6 decades. Their advice for living a long life: keep moving, stay active, and don't slow down.
No way. Nope.
90, figured it.
I thought 80 would be. Never thought I'd make it to 80. Just keep on moving and working.
Be active. Exercise.
Yep,
Very
be active.
important.
Yeah, that's
I
important.
exercise every day. Hang loose, have fun. It's later than you think.
Floyd and Stella marked their historic birthday by getting a binder that contains their family's genealogical history.
A sports showdown is heating up in North Texas, but this time it's off the court. On Tuesday, we reported the Dallas Mavericks are suing the Dallas Stars. Among other things, the Mavs say the Stars are blocking renovations to the American Airlines Center, which the two teams have shared for 25 years. Now, the Stars have filed a countersuit. They deny the Mavericks' claims, and the Mavs are essentially trying to mount the hostile takeover from the AAC. Both teams are reportedly considering moving out of Dallas when their lease is up in the arena in 2031.
Well, that's an awkward situation for both teams as they start their season.
Yeah, Katie, things are getting weird for the Stars and the Mavs, but it's got some pretty exciting action there on the court.
Yeah, well, sports anchor Jadel Miralles is here with a look. Jadel?
That's right, the Mavs played a thriller against the Pacers last night. I'll have a recap of that, plus a preview of the UNT Navy game. And some exciting news coming to a stadium in North Texas. It's all coming up right after the break.
Hey Alex, this guy on the internet says he wants to give me money.
That sounds suspicious.
What do you mean?
Typically, strangers who promise you money on the internet have their own best interest in mind. They often use bounced checks, which will disappear shortly after depositing, but not before they've asked for some money in return.
So he doesn't really want to spoil me?
No.
Well, then what should I do?
The best way to handle it is to block and report the suspicious message, or even consult local law enforcement if you've already fallen victim.
So I guess we aren't going to Key West for spring break.
No.
I'm so tired. I feel ugly. I'm not okay. I didn't know UNT had counseling services. Maybe I should check it out. This looks like the place.
I use Flex to buy my favorite snacks.
I use Flex to get me through my mornings.
I use Flex at my favorite campus restaurants. I love how Flex is a cashless payment method
And it can be used at all campus dining venues.
So, how do you use Flex?
For Mean Green football fans, don't you worry. Game day is almost here. UNT's top scoring offense will host the undefeated Navy Midshipmen on Saturday, November 1st. Kickoff is at 11 a.m. at DATQ Stadium, and the winner of this game may be favored to finish first in the AAC this season. And in Dallas last night, the Mavs narrowly beat the Indiana Pacers 107-105. Both teams were riddled with injuries, which gave the role players opportunities to shine. Brandon Williams scored 20 points and Dwight Powell had 18. He played a lot of minutes after star player Anthony Davis left in the first quarter with a leg injury. And he was coming off a floater when he made that injury. Unfortunately, number 1 pick Cooper Flagg picked up his second double-double with 15 points and 12 rebounds. The Mavs will play their first away game of the season on Saturday when they face the Detroit Pistons all the way in Mexico City. And lastly, FC Dallas and Toyota will continue their partnership as renovation plans for Toyota Stadium all the way in Frisco reach nearly $200 million. The stadium is undergoing renovations to include 4,000 new seats as well as better shade and weather coverings. Frisco City Manager Wes Pearson said this project will allow FC Dallas to bid on the Women's World Cup in 2031, and this will strengthen the DFW sports identity as a whole. All construction is expected to be completed by 2028. Well, that's the last word coming from me, but it sounds like you guys are thinking of a completely, totally different word or term.
That's right, Jadelle. Maddie, when you think of 2025, is there a particular word that stands out to you?
Honestly, Katie, I don't really know. I can think of a couple. I'm thinking chopped, Dubai chocolate, golden labubu. That's what I got.
That's pretty sus of you, twin. Well, dictionary.com has chosen the slang phrase 6'7" as the word of the year, citing an explosive rise in searches since the summer. The term is widely used among Gen Alpha, but nobody seems to agree on what exactly it means. Some say 6'7" could mean the indecisive, maybe this, maybe that, or the feeling so-so. So, what do you think 6'7" means, Maddie?
Honestly, I don't know. I think we should ask my brother. He's 13.
All right, I think we also need to get just like a middle school in here to tell us what it means.
That's right. That's our expert source.
Right. All right, well, thank you for watching NTTV Nightly News.
Join us again next week here on North Texas Television.